Friends, we have a whopping 58 days left, and then this year's over. 2025 in the books. Donezo. On to the next one. And I am trying desperately to reset my life before we get there. I decided to take on this project and truly clean my slate, wipe everything off, the clutter, the mess. It's really uncovered a lot more just really deep things in my life. It's making me look at my health a little bit differently. It's making me look at what I'm spending my time, my priorities, all of this stuff on. And especially as the world gets more and more chaotic, I want to focus on the things I can focus on. So today's actually been a really busy day. I'm sitting down for the first time this afternoon. I thought it would be a good time to catch up with y'all. I'm going through, we're on day 35 here today. I'm trying to go through room by room and truly look at what I have in our home, what is actually serving us and what isn't and just needs to go, and let it be a blessing to someone else. Get rid of it. Stop holding on to stuff just for the sake of holding on to stuff. So we've been working through that. You guys have been voting in different habits. You guys are just, I'm waiting to get the answer. Tomorrow we get the answer to see which room you want me to focus on next. And so we're not necessarily tackling a whole room today, but a specific problem, because our house, surprise, I know this is common for most every home, but we actually don't have this. We don't have central heating or cooling. And so we rely on kind of some not super traditional means of heating and cooling our home. It is cold. We have had nonstop rain. The wind is howling. We're going to be in the low 30s at night starting this week. And I need to start tackling some of this stuff. If you guys saw my short a couple weeks ago, my friends, it is officially that time of year where you're getting ready to go to bed. You just got to shower, your hair is wet, and now you're braving the frigid temperatures to rush outside because you just got your first freeze warning and you have plants outside that aren't going to make it. So now they have to be rushed in. That was just the ones upstairs. Now I gotta come get the ones that are all out here. You know what the downside of all of this is I'm pretty sure it's gonna warm up next week and I'm gonna be pulling them right back out. But you know what? Such is plant life. Happy fall, y'all. The plants have just been covering our fireplace, so I really need to deal with that, get those out of here, because right now it's literally just a mess. I have plants everywhere and I need to figure out where they need to go. This is my problem every single winter. I have too many plants. Not that there's such thing as too many plants, but I think I have too many plants. So I've got to figure out where to put all of those. We need to get our air conditioners out of the windows, get the heaters put up. I'll show you guys what we do. Whether you have central heat and maybe just want to not run it all winter long. I know when we used to in homes that we've lived in before, it's wasteful because you end up heating so many spaces that you're not even using. So then you end up with a really big bill, even though you didn't need all of those spaces. Whether you're wanting something to just be a little more kind of focused on the areas that you're actually using, or if you're like us and you don't have central heat and you're like, man, how do you do it? How do you keep your house at least semi-comfortable when you don't have those modern day conveniences? So I need to get that stuff swapped out. And then I'm trying to stay really focused on this because I'm actually doing something that is quite miserable, but I am trying to work and stay active and busy so I don't think about it. And it's going to be really good. I'm glad I'm doing it, but it doesn't feel so hot right now in this moment. I need to start paying attention to my health. Part of this is, yes, it's the physical around here. It's making our spaces nicer, easier to clean, easier to keep up with, just more enjoyable to be in, right? It's a lot nicer to actually enjoy what you have around you in your home when it's enjoyable and not cluttered and chaotic and miserable feeling. But then it really has uncovered a lot of the deeper heart root issues, which we've talked about. And then really, I was sharing, but I watched someone's video and I really was just encouraged of, you know what, a piece of this for me too really is looking at the health stuff. I'm not as active as I should be. I'm not eating as good as I should be. I know I've put on extra weight. I know I don't have the muscle mass that I should. I know I'm not doing the things to take care of my body. I want to see my grandchildren and great-grandchildren and whatever it may be, Lord willing, I want to take care of my health to the best of my ability. So that way, when the Lord calls me to go and do something, I'm fit to whatever capability that I might have and be able to do it. I know that I'm not taking care of my body. I'm not being a good steward of what the Lord has given me when I neglect these things, when I'm eating horribly, I'm not doing the things I should be doing, I'm ignoring the things that are good, and I'm doing too much of the stuff that isn't so good. And so that's something that I've wanted to work on. I shared with you guys last week, we signed up for the Y. We're trying to get our schedules aligned. We've had a little bit of a crazy past little bit. So we got to get ourselves aligned here so we can go and start using it. But today, officially this morning, I am kicking off a bone broth fast. And that's what I am consuming starting today. I started this morning and my goal is to do this for 3 days. So a 3-day bone broth
fast is my goal. I'm doing chicken broth and beef broth, bone broth, of course. The sipping broth, that's good, like 20 grams of protein. I got a couple different varieties. I'm just trying them out. I don't really know what I like. I've never been a person who just like sips broth all the time, but it's something I wanted to do. Just there's so many good nutrients and things like that. Of course, y'all know I take my Primal Queen each and every day. Beef organ capsules have radically transformed my life over the past year. They're phenomenal. I will take these for forever. Primal Queen isn't paying me to say this. I'm just telling you, like, I love these. They make such a difference. And then watching all these different things, seeing doctors and scientists break down the nutrients and bone broth and all these things that I knew, but I just hadn't made it a intentional piece of what I was consuming. And so I was thinking about this, and I had said a while back ago, I'm like, I want to start incorporating that, like, especially in the winter months, right? Sip on a cup of bone broth each day. And I wanted to do that. And so I was thinking about this, and especially with getting ready here, new month, just want to jumpstart this. We got 2 months to go before the year is up. I really want to focus on my health. I want to focus on what I'm doing, what I'm consuming, reset my body. And there's something so powerful about fasting. Honestly, we could sit here and talk about fasting all day long. Fasting is an amazing thing to be able to just do. And I know it's difficult and I know it's hard, but it's important. I used to do it every week, every other week. I used to be really good eating carnivore. I used to be really good getting up walking and being more active. I would fast for 24 hours every week or two, and I felt fantastic. I was the fittest I've probably ever been. I felt the greatest. I have PCOS and I have a lot of just symptoms and problems that come from that. And I have noticed, especially here lately, that not only have I gained weight, not only am I not feeling great, not sleeping great, all these other pieces that come into it, but my PCOS has just been so problematic. And I know it is so 10 out of 10 directly impacted by what I'm consuming and what I'm eating. I know that. I do, because I've lived it over and over again. And so kind of kicking myself for getting so far off the bandwagon. What are you gonna do, right? It is what it is. Today's a new day, and I am going to attempt this bone broth fast. You guys are gonna see how I do. This morning I got up, I did go ahead, I'm giving myself a couple caveats here. Water, absolutely, still drink water. I even have my sparkling water here, but there's nothing in it, it's just water. Unsweetened herbal teas, I have those. It's cold, especially this morning. I had a big old cup of rooibos tea while we were doing our homeschool, so I do have unsweetened teas, and I am going ahead and giving myself 1 cup of coffee in the morning. I usually drink 2. I usually use it's quite healthy, but a protein mix. It's just milk and whey protein powder that is the least amount of junk added that I've been able to find for an affordable price. And so I make that and use that as my coffee creamer in the morning, which is already not a bad deal. I am not a black coffee person. I've tried to do this when I intermittent fast and do different fasting. I've tried to be a black coffee person. I hate it. I cannot do black coffee. I'm so bad at it. But I did have a little bit of my protein mix creamer left over. And so I said, okay, instead of doing 2 cups, I'm going to do 1 cup of coffee. And I am going to use a little bit of my protein creamer mix that I had left. And I've been adding in some fun little flavoring, little sugar sprinkled, fun, fancy toppings. So I'm not going to put those in it right now, just while we're doing this fast. Obviously, that wouldn't make sense. I am giving myself the 1 cup of coffee. I know that's technically dirty fasting or breaking it a little bit, but for me, my migraines are so triggered by my caffeine intake. I don't drink soda, I don't drink anything else but my coffee in the morning. And sometimes I really go back and forth and I go, you know what? I wish I could just never drink coffee because then I wouldn't have to worry about this. But I do enjoy it so much. I love having a cup of coffee in the morning, 2 cups of coffee in the morning. And I am going to go ahead. I figured if this is what can help me actually complete the fast, I think completing it for the hopefully 3 to 4 days, maybe 2, 3, 4 days, completing the fast, I think is going to be so impactful and so helpful that I think having a little bit of coffee in the morning to ward off migraines to help me get to that process probably makes more sense than being super strict about the coffee and then maybe not making it through because I just can't take it anymore. And the headaches, the withdrawals from the coffee is just too much. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So I went ahead, I drank my coffee this morning. I filled this up with a chicken bone broth. I drank all of that. And I had a cup, like I said, a big cup of unsweetened just rooibos tea while I was doing homeschool. And then I figured, you know what, one of the best things to do is I really don't get hungry when I'm up and active. I'm really bad about just snacking or feeling hungry all the time when I'm not doing much of anything. But the more I get up and get moving and get doing stuff, I don't really think about food. And so I got up. We have to install our heaters and take out the air conditioners that we had. I'll show you guys what heaters we have. So we had to do that. And then as I started doing that, I was like, oh, now I got to move these plants around. Now I got to clean this. Now I got to do that. So now I've just gotten myself in the groove of, you know what, let's just get up. Let's just get some stuff done. So still fasting, doing good. It is almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I got up at 6. So far, so hot, right? usually the first day is not too bad. The second day is usually pretty brutal. So you guys come check in on me tomorrow because holy schmoly, hopefully it'll go okay. But I figure we'll go out there, we'll keep getting some work done, checking some things off the boxes. We got school done, got that. And I was like, you know what? I can get all this stuff done, be feeling good, and then maybe dive into a good book or something later today to keep me occupied. And I have a meeting tonight. So yeah, there's like a lot that's crept up on my plate now that I'm looking at it. So let's get back out there and finish cleaning.
You are beautiful.
That's so sweet.
Are you gonna keep that?
Yep, I'll keep it.
Okay, love you. Bye. I'm leaving.
You
Do you want me to shut the door?
I can leave it open, it's fine. All right, y'all. I think I've gotten about done whatever I'm going to get done. I'm like, man, I only worked for like an extra hour, but I'm like, whew, I'm starting to kind of get tired. So I don't have everything absolutely perfect, but that is okay. Some days we're not going to get all the things. I walked outside and I forgot I had a few more plants that needed to come in. So I brought those in. I've essentially refilled up the fireplace after like getting them all off of the hearth. It's basically now covered in plants again. So I was like, that's gonna be a problem for another day. I have shoved plants. I put some up there. I've got my big ficus tray, shoved it in the laundry room. Every winter, this is my problem, trying to find a place to put all of my plants. I even have a bunch downstairs in the basement already too. I told my husband we just need to bust out one of the walls and build a greenhouse onto the house and we would be set, honestly. We'd be good to go. I wouldn't even have to move them so much if that were the case. So I got that done. I'm getting ready to go out there and warm up my second cup of bone broth for the day. My husband is at the store picking up stuff to make dinner for him and the kids. And I'm like, I might stay back here and just edit or do some work or read a book or literally anything. Because if I'm sitting out there smelling all the food, that is always the worst part of it. Usually when we fast, my husband and I usually fast together. So that way, at least it's both of us that are like hungry and avoiding all of the food at the same time. My husband was thinking I was going to start next week. I was like, no, I'm starting this week. So we were just like miscommunicated it. And he was like, okay, I'll catch up next time. And so it's just me, but I've got some books here that we picked up. I've got some work to do. I got some things to keep me occupied so that I can go on with this. And again, I'm telling you, there's something you have to let me know if you've done it before or not. Fasting is really a game changer. And it, like I said, it can be really awful in the beginning, but I feel like once you get through this point and your body really does start like genuinely resetting itself, it's amazing to see how you just start to feel so much better. I don't know how else to explain it, but you go through this window where it's like at first you're just starving. It's all those sugar cravings. It's everything that's happening. And then once you have this like breakthrough moment, you're like, wow, I'm feeling better. It's so amazing with your gut health, with your inflammation, with just your body starting to realize that you have plenty stored in you that it can use for fuel and not needing so much more coming in, letting it use up what it has. Sure, you might get tired, you might have some fatigue, you might have different things. Stay up on your fluids, stay up on your electrolytes. The bone broth, I think, is going to be a great way to do that. And when I'm feeling that, oh, I'm so starving, I figure maybe before he cooks dinner, I'll have my bone broth heated up so that way I can come sit in here and have that and be like giving myself that while they're all doing that. I don't know. But heaters are plugged in. I love these ones. They're amazing. You can connect them via Wi-Fi. We bought one of these years ago when we first were like, okay, we have to figure out a better solution to not have central heating. And we found this heat storm version and loved it. We actually still have some of the original ones, and then we've added a few more. They now have the Wi-Fi capabilities even. So I just schedule them to come on and go off and do things we want them to do. I try to keep the house at a set temperature that will keep it at least at this degree. So that way we have a baseline that there can be some warmth. But then the mornings or evenings, the times when we're really going to need it, I go ahead and up it then. Of course, we can get the fireplace open and going as soon as I can get all the plants put away. So usually every morning and evening, we get like a big fire going. We have the heaters when we need them. We just heat the spaces that we need when we're using them. So we're not just running stuff all of the time. Of course, always dressing in layers, always getting our warm stuff on, doing the things that we can, but getting this kind of set and ready as this first chill is like really setting in here is going to be really nice, because we were all mighty chilly this morning when we were first getting up and getting ready. Oh, that's Uncle Alan's.
I'll go give it to him.
Yeah, you can go put it down in his room.
It was like up there.
He must have forgotten it. Yeah, it's okay.
You can skip this part.
It's okay. Just go put it in his room. I think Josh is down there, but you can just put it on his bed.
So anyways, checking stuff off, getting stuff done, feeling mighty accomplished. Really excited to see where tomorrow leads. I'm a little nervous because I think day 2 is definitely going to be one with the fast where I'm like not feeling so hot. Not feeling maybe quite as cheery come this time tomorrow as I feel today. But I know if I can just push through, if I can just keep on going, I'm really going to be pleased with how I feel and my body getting to reset and really start to heal itself. It's amazing how God just designed our bodies with these amazing systems in them. And anytime you see that, right? You see how God designed our bodies to work and you're like, what? This is phenomenal. Are you telling me my body will do all this? Yes, it will. That's pretty cool. So I know I need to just keep on keeping on. The house is pretty much put back together. I didn't get everything done, but I was like, whew, okay. I'm gonna come sit in here, get some of this stuff done, sip on some more broth. I want to pause real quick though, because I'm gonna challenge myself to ask you guys this every single day this month. What is something? I want you to comment it down below. Literally, I'm gonna sit here, I'm watching you. I want you to comment it, okay? You gotta share. What is something that you're really thankful for today, okay? Now I'm gonna give you my answers too. And I want to say that genuinely what's standing out the most to me is just how thankful I am that even when life isn't going the way we necessarily want it to. I gotta take care of some health stuff. I've gotten off track. I live in an old house. I wish I could have a newer one. I wish I didn't have to come up with a million crazy ways to keep myself warm during the winter because I just had central heating and everything worked, right? Sure, those things are great. Those things are wonderful, but sometimes those aren't the cards that we have dealt, right? Sometimes that's not the life that we're living. Sometimes we've made bad choices and we've gained a bunch of weight and we're not feeling so hot and our PCOS is out of control and we're hurting and we're uncomfortable and we have things that we need to tackle, right? Sometimes it's our own fault. Sometimes it's just the way the cookie crumbles and what we're dealing with. But even in the midst of being like, ugh, some of it is just circumstance and some of it's my own fault, I'm so thankful that we have resources and ways and options to try something else, to try to reset it, to try to fix a problem, to find a creative solution, to shift a bunch of plants around that were just covering your fireplace hearth. And now spaces are dusted and cleaned and tidied and look lovely and refreshing. And so I'm really thankful for that. That's my thankful bit for today. I cannot wait to see what you all left down below. But I think when we stop every single day to look for even just one little bit of beauty and blessing in even the most mundane of things in our lives, we can always find that silver lining that really does help encourage us and keep us going on to the next one. So thank you all for hanging out with me here today. Ooh, I feel my stomach grumbling. Time to go refill the broth and pray for me. Wish me luck. Come and join me tomorrow because we'll see how I'm doing. We'll see if you guys don't get on here and I'm just like a hungry monster, like hangry, grumpy at everyone. So I don't know. I think it's going to be okay, but I'm also like a bit nervous because I know I have not done this in so long. My diet has been so bad. All the things. Here it comes. I know it, but that's all right. Lord's strength, right? We'll tap him. We'll get through this. I'll see you all right back here tomorrow. Bye, friends.